The Mandalorian season 3 was much better than you expected it to be, and yes, I said it. And here are the reasons why I loved it. First of all, there was some genuine character development. First of all, you had Din Djarin, whose character grew from the moment that he was first seen in season 1, season 2, and in season 3, there was genuine compatibility of his with different Mandalorians and different ideologies which he was not willing to accept earlier. That is character growth, that is a good character arc. You look at Bo-Katan and how a lot of Star Wars fans did not like her. Even now they don't like her, but the fact that she's willing to take into consideration different ideologies of the Mandalorians that live with her and accept them for who they are, that is written into the character. You look at her character arc from the Rebels, the TV show, you look at her character arc in the Clone Wars, very different people in comparison to what Bo-Katan is currently. You look at Moff Gideon currently, he's scary, man. Like, as an Imperial officer, there are very few Imperial officers that scare me. Most of them come across as caricatures of Nazi Germany, but Moff Gideon is a character that scares most people, that scares most Imperial officers, and that says something about the character that he is and how well he's been written. Yes, his role was not as big as a lot of people expected it to be. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are writing the show, and I think they've been doing a very good job with The Mandalorian. The show has had flaws. Season 3 was not perfect. It could have done a lot of things differently. It could have had a longer runtime for each of the episodes. But it did what it had to do for the season. It set up a lot of the arcs in the first 2 episodes of the season, and it paid off towards the end, and the finale was really good. I don't know what a lot of people were expecting from the finale. Were they expecting Luke Skywalker to come back again? And if he did, what were you going to say? Luke Skywalker came back again? Why? You don't need Luke Skywalker coming back again. Somehow he returned. What, you wanted Palpatine to come back again? This season could have been so much better. It could have had a lot of other things that could have been done better, but one thing that season did well was the character arc, how it was paced, why the character arcs were so important, why each episode was important. That's how well written it was, that every moment that was shown in the first 7 episodes had a payoff in the end. Your season finale, the 8th episode, had a payoff for each of them. Like, for example, Dr. Pershing's episode, that was 30 minutes of Dr. Pershing's episode, but that paid off. You understood why it was important to the story, and that is why I feel that this season was much better than a lot of people's expectations. I know that Mandalorian has set a very high standard for itself. Overall, I think it was one of the better shot shows. Of course, the VFX is something that I'm going to always talk about when I'm talking about the Mandalorian, because one of the biggest advantages that Disney Plus has is the amount of money they can spend on the visual effects of the TV show. Yes, the viewer count for Mandalorian dropped down this year, but then you have to realize that the Mandalorian reached a lot more people in the first 2 seasons than it was expecting to. The target audience was Star Wars fans. A lot of my friends who are not Star Wars fans have seen the Mandalorian, and one of the reasons why there was such a fall off for the Mandalorian this year was the amount of history that has gone into making this particular season. The history of Mandalore, how Mandalore was set up, why the Darksaber is important, why the Mythosaur is important. All of these are histories of Mandalore that were explored in Star Wars canon that was released prior to the Mandalorian. A lot of new viewers have not seen Star Wars Rebels. A lot of new viewers have not seen Star Wars Clone Wars or any other Star Wars content. There are a lot of things that are different from a regular Mandalorian season, which is why a lot of people have not liked it. But at the same time, there are a lot of things that the show did well as a Star Wars show. So don't let people fool you into believing that the Mandalorian season 3 was terrible. It wasn't. I loved it. It was better than some of the Star Wars content they've put out in the last 2 years. I can go as far as saying it was better than the sequel trilogy. And I'm sure a lot of fans will agree that the sequel trilogy was bad. They could have just avoided the sequel trilogy and just done the TV show, then it would have been better. Anyway, that's been my time. Peace, and I will see you in the next one. Also, I'm going to leave a couple of links right here. Sorry, I forgot. My directions are bad. I'm going to leave a couple of links over here. Click on one of them. See you. Bye. Bye.